Parents bought my girlfriend an expensive designer bag she had wanted, but she wouldn't open it for over a week, making everyone uncomfortable. I ended up opening it for her, but that didn't go well at all. Hey everyone! So, I'm a 28-year-old guy, and my girlfriend is 27. She recently had her birthday, and we threw a small get-together at our apartment. My girlfriend isn't a fan of opening gifts in front of people. She finds it too pressuring, and our friends are cool with it. They know she opens them later. A couple of days after her birthday, my parents' gift arrived. They're pretty well off, and got her a designer handbag she'd been eyeing during our last visit. They bought it that weekend and saved it for her birthday. She thanked them before opening it and promised to let them know once she did. The package just sat on our dresser for about 2 days. My parents eventually texted, curious if she had opened it yet. I asked her when she planned to open it, and she just shrugged, saying soon. I was really excited too, because I knew how much she wanted that bag. A few more days passed, and my parents checked in again. This time, my girlfriend asked if I could kindly tell my parents to back off, because the pressure was getting to her and making her not want to open it at all. I genuinely didn't get why she wouldn't just open it. My parents weren't even around, and all it needed was a thank you text. I compared it to our friends leaving the party before she opened her other gifts. She got quite frustrated and told me I didn't understand how uncomfortable it made her feel. About a week after the gift arrived, my parents texted me outside our group chat, asking if she liked the bag. I told them she still hadn't opened it, and they started worrying if they'd made her uncomfortable or overstepped. They've given her gifts before without any issues, so I was confused and thought it was kind of rude not to open it and acknowledge it. When my girlfriend went out with her friends, I decided to open the box and display the bag on the dresser, thinking it would relieve the pressure and end the awkwardness. I thought I was doing her a favor, but when she got home and saw it, she was really pissed. She felt awkward knowing it was an expensive gift and wasn't ready to open it yet. I tried explaining that delaying was rude, but she said it was ruder of me to open it for her. We went to bed, and she was pretty short with me the next morning. The bag is still on the dresser. Some commenters had mixed opinions. One suggested that if my girlfriend couldn't handle gifts from my parents, I should tell them to stop giving her anything. If it made her so uncomfortable that it affected our relationship, she didn't deserve anything from them. They even suggested returning the gift or getting an explanation from her about why she felt so anxious. Another commenter speculated that my girlfriend might have untreated OCD, which some of our friends had also mentioned. They asked if our relationship had been good recently, wondering if she felt wrong accepting the gift because of something related to us. Honestly, our relationship has been great, and I don't think that's the issue. One commenter said it's reasonable not to want to open gifts in front of people because of the social pressure. However, refusing to open a gift in private wasn't reasonable and might indicate deeper issues that need professional help. They believed I should have respected her anxiety about opening gifts and explained it to my parents, and maybe even suggested they adjust their future gifts. Another commenter emphasized that anxious avoidance is self-destructive and that my girlfriend needed therapy, like CBT, for this level of anxiety. They felt that the pressure I put on her didn't make our home a safe space. I also want to add that my girlfriend and I are still together, despite this hiccup. The thought of breaking up never even crossed my mind. So here's the deal. She was avoiding the gift because she wanted to break up with me. We've been together for 3 years, and we've always had a loving relationship. I know I messed up in this situation, but I'm confident we'll get through it. I grew up in one of those families where sending a thank you card was a must, which it seems other people in the comments can relate to. But trust me, my parents were in no way bombarding us with texts or harassing her about this gift. We have a group chat with them, and they sent a follow-up text every other day or so, just wondering if she had opened it. Yes, they're definitely your typical nosy Midwestern parents, but their intentions were good. They weren't trying to pressure her. They were just genuinely excited about giving her this gift. She and my parents have a great relationship, and she has expressed discomfort around opening gifts before. Not because she doesn't like receiving them, but because she feels the pressure of reacting the right way in front of people. She finds it awkward. Usually, if someone gives her something, she prefers to open it in private. Like on her birthday, I left her gift by the bed and went to get breakfast. When I came back, she had opened it and was really happy with it. That's why I was so puzzled about why she hadn't opened this particular gift. As crazy as it sounds, I thought I was helping by opening it. The comments helped me realize where I went wrong, but my intentions were never to manipulate, coerce, or control her. I admit I let my own desire to see her joy at the gift overshadow the true intention. Last night, we sat down and worked things out. I started by apologizing for ruining her gift. She told me she had called my parents during her lunch break to thank them. She had a hunch they got her the bag she'd been talking about, and while she was excited, she was also anxious about its cost. By the time the package arrived, her hopes were up, and she felt guilty about potential disappointment if it wasn't the bag. Her anxiety just kept building as the package sat there. She apologized for not being able to communicate that clearly beforehand. I get it now, and I know I jumped the gun a bit. We also talked about neurodivergence. I really appreciated everyone who shared their experiences with anxiety, autism, and OCD. It's not the first time she's been told she might be autistic or have OCD tendencies, but she's not sure if she wants to pursue a diagnosis right now. One commenter joked that it might be the last time my parents buy her a nice gift because they spent a lot of money on it and just wanted to know if their thoughtfulness was appreciated. Another mentioned that when you love people and you're neurodivergent, you have to learn to act normal enough to not offend others. While I think that's a bit harsh, I see where they're coming from. It's unfortunate because she does understand the thoughtfulness behind the gift, but her anxiety got in the way of communicating that. Someone even suggested that it was better I opened the gift because her anxiety was spiraling, and it might have sat there until Christmas, making things worse. Another person said the same thing. If she couldn't handle the anxiety around the potential disappointment, the box would have just sat there forever. A lot of people didn't think I messed up at all and felt bad that I was being called selfish or a bad partner. Others said that if I explained everything to my parents and my girlfriend sought therapy, it could help future situations. They probably don't fully understand the severity of her anxiety, so explaining it might help them see things more clearly. The bottom line is, if you have behavioral quirks and refuse to get evaluated or diagnosed, you can't blame people for getting frustrated. One commenter said my girlfriend was in the wrong, while another pointed out that she's just as in the weeds dealing with it as we are. This situation sucks, but there's no real villain here. We're all just doing the best we can. So, I found out my dad used my identity to open 3 credit cards and racked up $155,000 in debt, totally messing up my credit score. I'm trying to buy a house and I'm freaking out. It all started when I went to get pre-approved for a mortgage, and the lender flat out told me I couldn't get a loan because of the defaulted cards. Then they handed me a sheet explaining how to fix it, which was super daunting. I tried disputing the cards, but one is already in collections, and the disputes got closed out because the debts were verified. I called my divorced parents to tell them, and their reactions were totally different. My dad was all like, "These things happen, you should be more careful with your social security number." As if I hadn't been careful already. So frustrating. My mom, on the other hand, thinks my dad might be involved since he'd opened credit cards in her name during their divorce and ran up $50,000 in debt. A few days ago, I casually told my dad I'd have to file a police report, and he tried to talk me out of it, saying $155,000 isn't that much in the grand scheme of things. He even suggested I just wait a few years for the debt to fall off my credit report, but I can't wait that long. I need to buy a house now. When I told him I had to file the report, he admitted he opened the cards to cover living expenses because his work had slowed down. He begged me not to go to the police, saying it would ruin his life if he went to jail. I'm really leaning towards going to the police anyway, but I just wanted to be sure it was the right move. I mean, I can't buy a house with these accounts on my credit. One commenter, Matt Igus, said I should report him for fraud, and another pointed out that if it wasn't my dad, I'd have reported him already. It made me realize that my dad didn't give me the same respect and just ruined my credit. Update 1. After reading a bunch of comments, I decided to go to the police. The process was surprisingly straightforward. I went to the police department, and after a short wait, an officer talked to me, made copies of my paperwork, and assigned the case to a detective. He gave me a report number to start disputing the accounts and said a detective would follow up with me soon. I asked what might happen to my dad, and the officer said it's up to the state attorney's office. If they press charges, my dad will probably get a warrant and spend some time behind bars, but it could also lead to probation or court supervision if it's his first felony. I feel okay with that because he did this to himself, and maybe it'll be a wake-up call for him. Comments. People have been really supportive. Matthew Lior said, "Play stupid games, win stupid prizes." And others like Jewel Core Flip wished me luck in clearing my credit report. Update 2. There's been some mixed progress. The good news is that I used my report number to dispute the accounts, and one of them is already off my credit report. The rest should follow in the next few weeks. The prosecutor's office called for some additional information and asked if I'd be willing to testify, which I agreed to. They should decide on charges by the end of the month. The bad news is that my dad apparently found out and scolded me for going to the police. He hasn't talked to me since, and one of my brothers is also mad at me. Luckily, the rest of my siblings and my mom are supportive. The really bad news is that another one of my brothers found 2 unauthorized credit cards on his report too, which dropped his score by 150 points. Now he has to deal with cleaning up his credit as well. This whole situation is such a mess. We don't have any solid proof yet that it was our dad who did it, but all signs are pointing to him. Honestly, it blows my mind to think that a dad could do something like this to his own kids. But I'm moving forward, and I still have my fingers crossed that I can buy a house by the end of the year. Just so you know, all my other siblings, there are 6 of us, are also checking their credit. It's probably for the best. Here's an update, and it's going to be my final one because this whole thing has gone viral and hit a bunch of big websites. I'm happy to report that my credit has totally bounced back to normal. All the disputed accounts are wiped clean, which is a huge relief because it means I can look forward to a stable financial future. 2 weeks ago, I got a letter from the prosecutor's office saying they're moving forward with what's essentially an identity theft charge. I talked to an assistant prosecutor, and they mentioned they'd be issuing a warrant soon. Since it's a first-time offense for my dad, they'll probably offer him a misdemeanor charge and a plea deal. My dad got arrested last Friday during a traffic stop but got out of jail the next day. He has a new court date coming up in late August, according to the Public Records website. He called me and said I'm dead to him and told me not to contact him ever again. My brother also found credit cards opened in his name and filed a police report. But, because the addresses on those accounts are different, they told him it's unlikely they'll prosecute. He's working on getting those taken off his credit, though. To everyone who commented on my other posts, thank you so much. You've all given me the courage to tackle this. I'm going to delete this throwaway account because I really want to move on from all this. Between the news articles and cutting off contact with my dad, it's a lot to handle. But remember, don't let things like this take you by surprise. It breaks my heart to do this to my dad, but he brought it upon himself,